2.5 years ago, my life was nothing like it is today. I packed all of my possessions into a backpack, left everything I had known behind, and started traveling. Enter kiteboarding, and that changed everything. This holds true for just about anyone who starts kiteboarding. We all have a story to tell. Today, I am meeting with a kiteboarder who 14 years ago never imagined it would turn out quite like it did. Colleen Carroll has consistently been one of the hardest working riders in the industry, and frankly, the results speak for themselves. Today, I'm excited to hear the story behind the rider and to get an inside look at the 2018 North lineup. So we are here in Hood River with Colleen Carroll, and we're in town for the North and Ion dealer meetings, so we managed to sneak Colleen away for a little interview and to tell us a bit about her life as a kiter and the North lineup. So Colleen, you're one of the most recognizable women in the kiteboarding industry. How did you get your start in this industry? Tell us your story.
So I started kiteboarding a long time ago. First few times I tried, it was like 2001 or something. I went to school up in Bellingham, Washington. There is some kiting there, but you have to be pretty hardcore. And then I graduated and I was working for a shop to be able to afford some kite gear. And I just started feeling like I really wanted to spend a summer in Hood River, and I wanted to be in the kite scene, and I just wanted to see what I could do with it. So I moved to Hood River, and I worked for Cascade Kiteboarding, managing and teaching for the school. It was great. It was an awesome summer. I taught so many lessons all summer, but I found at the end of the summer I barely rode myself. I pretty much worked my entire summer away. Come fall, my older brother convinced me to go on a trip with him to Brazil. And, there I really caught the kiting bug. I really fell in love with it. I learned a lot of tricks. I kind of got introduced to this whole scene of pro kiters and semi-pro kiters, just people that were passionate enough about kiteboarding to travel the world for it, whether they were making the means to do so through their sport or not. And it really kind of grabbed hold of me, and I got really excited about it. However, in the beginning, it wasn't very easy. I mean, I really had to work hard for it. I wanted to keep building on that momentum. It takes time to build that up. Carol and Tony Bolstad, longtime Stevenson, but Gorge locals, they invited me to come live with them in South Padre Island.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I was like, Carol, really? And anyway, so they put me up in their house. There is really good kiting there in the season, and then there's also all these bars and restaurants that cater to the spring break crowd. So I went there and I kited, and I worked again bartending. I just put my head down, didn't kite for 6 weeks, whatever spring break is, saved up money for my next trip.
At that stage, did you know that you were working towards being a pro rider?
At that point, I just really loved what I was doing, and I wanted to keep doing it, and I knew that I had to find my own way to make it happen and get to where I wanted to go. It can be really hard sometimes to keep going like that because you're tired. You work a bartending job and you're not home until 4 or 5 in the morning, and then the next morning you want to get up and you want to kite. After a couple years of doing that, continuing to build up my name and connections in the industry, then I was able to join the North team, who North and Ion picked me up at the same time and really started to support me so that I could spend more of my time and more of my focus riding. Obviously, I'm very grateful to them, and we've nurtured a really, long-term relationship. And I mean, it's only gotten better and has allowed me to, do various other things in the industry, like put on kiteboarding events like Hood Jam, be a part of the Kite Park League, do women's camps and clinics, be a part of bigger projects like the Bubble that we're working on. And so it's all worked out for me again, for sure.
So you're working on a ton of projects right now, and like when people talk about who's really making an impact on the industry, you put so much energy on so many different levels. So I think most of us have heard about the Bubble, the new North kiteboarding film. What exactly is it, and what should we get excited about?
So the Bubble is a movie that Noe Font dreamed up. Craig Cunningham has also wanted to do a movie of more substance as long as he's been in the kiteboard industry. Big part of it for Craig and myself. He grew up watching skate videos. I grew up watching snowboard videos, and they were sick videos. They were 40, 50 minutes to an hour. Maybe they had a collective theme. They brought all these riders together. They hung out. You got to feel like you got to know them a little bit more. And you'd come home from a long day at the mountain, you'd put on a snowboard video, have friends over, drink beers, And it was just kind of more of a community feeling. And at least to me, I felt like I really connected with those riders more. That's something that we wanted to do in kiting. Just over a year now working on this. And our plan was to have it, about a year. So we're kind of on track there. I hope that it's going to be the best video part any of us have ever done.
That's amazing. I'm stoked to watch it. I can't wait. Well, you talked about a couple other exciting things that are happening for you. So you're working on kite camp. So I saw some awesome pictures of you and Sensi kiting together with a whole bunch of girls, and then also some action in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, for sure.
Tell us about the kite camp. What's going on over there?
Well, I always want to try to help build up the female population of kiteboarding. I don't see any reason why we can't have just as many women out there as men. One of my best girlfriends, Sensi Graves, and I decided that we wanted to do a camp together. We wanted to bring women together. We wanted to go somewhere cool, help them work on their progression on the water, hang out for the week. And then I also did one with Uncharted Sessions this summer in Cabarete. And Andreas from Uncharted organized an epic camp. I met up with my other girlfriend, Paula Novotna, my teammate from North. And we had such a good time. We had these amazing meals, awesome kiting, another gorgeous tropical destination. So, I mean, it's just awesome. You can't go wrong. You can't go wrong, really.
We just saw the new 2018 lineup of kites from North, so I've got a few questions about the gear. I see that there are a few big changes across the line for kites this year. What is the biggest change?
So we have a few exciting changes in the North lineup. We have our new material called Trinity TX, and this is going to be across the whole range. So every kite is going to have this new material, and what it is, instead of it being like a 2x2 thread in the material, it's actually 3x2. So further increasing the durability, the longevity of the kite. And then there's also a new coating that's going to go along with this. It's part of the Trinity TX material.
What does a 3x2 setup do that makes it like a superior quality?
One of the big things is durability. In testing, they found that the 3x2 is the perfect combination for that durability and still retaining the flex. I think some of the brands went 3x3, and so maybe that's just the breaking point where it all becomes too rigid and too stiff. I think they found the right combination.
Well, the new kites look amazing, and I've heard that the Rebel has had a big change from going 5-line to 4-line. So tell us a bit more about that.
Yeah, it has. It's really exciting. People have kind of been talking about it, asking for it for years. I think in general in the kite industry, people gravitate towards 4-line kites. We have, North users really love their 5-line kites. So the Rebel still can be flown 5-line. So don't fret. It's an unloaded 5th-line setup, but it will come standard on 4 lines with a bridle, more user-friendly, no chance of wrapping that 5th line. However, if you are used to the maximum safety of being able to flag out to a 5th line system, that I personally prefer, you can still set that 5-line up. We have some new changes with our bars. That's kind of going hand in hand with what we're trying to do in North, is refining our line, is making those small adjustments, because we love all of our products as they are. 2017 is a great year. We had a lot of really good products out there. We always want to make them better. So what we're doing now is we're looking for ways to really fine-tune it, make them fly as good as they can, but also make it more customizable for the customer. So this way, the new bar setups, you can do this on the click bar or the truss bar, 4-line or 5-line. You get to choose your chicken loop. So, and this will have a different chicken loop kit as well, because there are people with different size arms. They want a big chicken loop or they want a small chicken loop. Maybe they want to run the rope harness that a lot of people are really liking these days, so they can slide further. And so we have 3 different kits.
Okay, so I see there's like a small chicken loop, a big chicken loop, and a rope slider. What type of riders would go for the small chicken loop with the short leash?
Anyone that's not going to unhook, really, this is ideal for. It's smaller, it brings everything closer to you, especially if you have shorter arms. A lot of women are just smaller people, they don't need it to be way out here. They want to bring it in closer, so it's going to bring it closer to you. Also, if you're not unhooking all the time, there's no sense in having such a big chicken loop, such a long leash. And then that's the other thing, is that small chicken loop will come with the short leash, which is great, because there's no sense if you're never going to unhook, unless you're unhooking to do something with the safety. You don't need it dangling, you know, it trips you up. It's unnecessary. So we have the short leash with the small chicken loop. That's a free ride kit. And then the freestyle kit will come with a little bit bigger chicken loop. And then the traditional length leash for unhooking and whatever you want to do. And then we will have the rope kit, which the chicken loop is also quite small. And then it has a additional piece on the bottom that is less abrasive. So sliding back and forth over the rope all the time, it won't wear on the rope.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. It was great to hear more about your story and about the new gear. So I look forward to seeing the bubble and what else is coming up for you next this year.
Yeah, thank you.